I used to always make excuses with working out, with trying to stop like some sort of like degenerate habit like junk food, video games, vaping, with posting content. I would make excuses. I would say, oh, I'll start a YouTube channel tomorrow. I would say that for like 6 months in a row. This is my last fap. I would continue to fap for the next like 200 days. Deep down, I always knew that this wasn't me being authentic. This was me being inauthentic. I would cope and say that, oh, no one externally knows that I didn't go to the gym on this random Wednesday. No one externally knows that I fapped tonight. No one has to know. I can just lie and continue to make excuses because no one knows what I do in my spare time. That was the story of younger Adrian's life. And then at the same time, he'd wonder why, at periods of like a school day, why he'd feel like insecure, why he'd feel awkward talking to a girl, why he'd just like straight up feel uncomfortable when just like having to raise his hand and ask a question to the teacher. But what if I was to tell you this whole time, the stuff that you've been doing and that you know about internally, it's almost what you start to put off and show off externally. For example, random Wednesday, finish school. I'm telling all my friends, yeah, boys. I'll see you at the gym after school. We'll go smash legs. It's leg day. Let's get it done. 7 p.m. rolls around, the time we dedicated to go to the gym, and I send that text message saying, oh, sorry lads, but kind of feeling a little bit sick today. Might just push it tomorrow. All right, Adrian, we're going to go train legs. You can stay home. I'm staying home, fully healthy, sitting on this chair, playing the new NBA 2K till 3 to 4 a.m. But how do you think I authentically felt deep down? A part of me was being inauthentic. A part of me lied to myself. What do you think this does to my self-image? What do you think this does to my confidence? Tomorrow when I go to school and I see the boys, they're going to be saying how sore their legs are. And I'm going to be saying how sick I was and that I wish I could go to the gym and train with them. That doesn't necessarily positively impact my confidence. Another example. Oh, I'm on no fat, but let's end the streak tonight because no one has to know about it. I'm just going to let one rip before I go to bed. Succumb to lust, fulfill this degenerate desire, and tomorrow when I'm at school, there's some like pretty attractive girl and I don't really have the confidence to approach her because it's almost like my mind has become kind of like fucked from the action I did the previous night and like the previous weeks, years, etc. Internally, I'm inauthentic. I'm making excuses. There's a chapter in The Way of the Superior Man by David Data, chapter 13, Don't Use Your Family as an Excuse. And there's a part of the book which I highlighted, and it states that the priority of the feminine is the flow of love in a relationship, right? Like we all understand the feminine cares more about love and like fulfilling relationships. The priority of the masculine is the mission which leads to freedom. Now you're watching this video, I can assure you, you're probably like a pretty masculine guy. The fact that you're not focusing on some sort of like purposeful mission, the fact that you're making excuses which align to fulfilling this freedom is ultimately the reason why you feel like absolute crap, man. And I know this is true because 6 months ago, when I was working some like shitty job and it just didn't feel purposeful at all, it felt like I was making no progress. That was the most depressed I've ever been. And I can show clips of like how fucked my hair and skin was, how unhealthy I looked. Honestly, it looked like I lost some muscle mass as well. Internally, it felt like I wasn't fulfilling my purpose. But at the same time, I was constantly making excuses to delay my purpose and be like, oh, I'm just going to continue to work this shitty job because it's kind of masturbating my ego and giving me like little bits of money to buy some more like materialistic desires I may or may not have. I was feminine. I was making excuses and now I'm sitting here today, December 1st, and my life has changed like crazy the past couple months, all because I stopped being that feminine little bitch and started taking action on my goals. I started planning, I started scheduling, creating my perfect day. Buying a whiteboard, ticking boxes, making progress, not making excuses. What do you think that did for me internally? And then what do you think I started to show off externally? A much more like confident, charismatic version of myself. And now you're probably thinking, oh, Adrian, I just don't have enough time to post content. I don't have enough time to go to the gym. I don't have enough time to study. Brother, that's what I would say. But then I realized that it's not about time. It's about focus and quality. Again, another quote in The Way of the Superior Man. It states that it is not the amount of time, but the quality of the interaction that most influences a child's growth. Bro, put two and two together. It's not the amount of time you spend or that you need to work on your goals. It's the quality. If I was to hang out with my son for 24 hours a day and be an absolute prick to him, compared to the version of me who was to hang out with my son for 1 hour a day and be like super caring, kind, respectful, which version of Adrian's son would grow up to be a much more happier version of himself? The version who spent 24 hours with him or the version who spent 1 hour? So stop coping and saying you don't have enough time. It's really not about time. It's about quality. It's about focus. It's about putting your phone on airplane mode for 1 hour a day and trying to get deep quality work done. Because that's going to get you ahead. That's going to fasten your progress. That's going to make people look at you and be like, how the fuck? What is he doing his time? I just make better use of my time than you do. I don't have 10 hours screen time. Even though, yeah, right now I am recording this video with my phone, so it kind of adds my screen time. That's besides the point. Most people live their whole lives just scrolling. Most people live their whole lives making excuses. If you're that guy, I don't really care how you spend your time. Like, say this is narcissistic, but the main person we all care about is ourselves. And if you're spending 3-4 hours a day just wasting time, just watching another Netflix series, just going to hang out with these friends who you don't really relate with that much, who's going to get closer to fulfilling their purpose and accomplishing freedom? The guy who made excuses, or the guy who took action and tried to achieve a goal greater than himself? Because that's what made him feel like super, super fulfilled. 2025 is literally like 1 month away. We are 1 month away from being halfway through the decade. I can like brutally remember, it was like 2020, like yesterday. I remember I was at like some New Year's Eve party and I got absolutely smashed. I thought at the time that was like me having the most fun, being a degenerate, indulging in alcohol. I thought those were like the key moments. I was wrong. It's ruthlessly taking action on your goals and trying your absolute best to achieve them. That's when it's like super, super easy to fall asleep at night just because you know deep down how fulfilled you feel. Stop coping. A quick actionable step for you to take to, I guess, kind of remember this video so you don't just forget about it and go on to the next video. Please. Invest in the book The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. I've spoken about this book a lot. It's probably like the self-improvement Bible and I've read it 3 times now. I'm on the 3rd time and I'm already like highlighting crap. It truly is a game changer and it'll cost you like $30. $30! For most people, that's like 1 hour of work. Can you put your ego aside and invest $30 and read a book which will probably take you 2 weeks if you read like 20 pages a day? How much more educated, self-aware, and motivated will the future version of yourself be when you finish this book? I hope you follow this actionable step. I'm currently doing one-on-one coaching mentorship. It'll be the first link in the description. Other than that, make sure to click the subscribe button and that little bell icon for more of these videos to pop up in your homepage. I'll see you in the next video. Whoppa!